TV, pay-per-view, no, come si dice?
Sky satellite. Yes.
Salvatore, let me propose, if Berlusconi wants to fight back, he should invite Larry Sinclair to come to Italy and tell his story and see how that stacks up against the alleged peccadillos of Berlusconi. Take the offense. The defense is always hopeless, as Paolo Sarpi said.
Well, I mean, most of the elite in the United States like men, and they're probably mad that he likes 20-year-old blondes or something. I don't know. But it's very upsetting that he's doing it. That's why they're probably going after, probably why Matt Drudge is going after Mark Sanford. If Sanford was dating men, it'd be okay.
I think that's a little bit different, Alex. It seems to me the idea there is just to prevent any national figure who could be a focus of resistance to Obama from emerging.
I was being sarcastic. I don't
see anything good about Sanford. Not taking the stimulus money. He didn't want to pay unemployment benefits to the unemployed people in South Carolina.
I'm joking, Webster. It's a joke. I understand that. Thank you so much, Salvatore from Italy. Call back again, okay? Ciao. Take care, buddy. Hey, I know the word, huh?
There you go.
But I do want to spend a few minutes here with you, specifically getting into false flag terror.
Couldn't we do the bank holiday, since this is what I prepared?
No. I mean, do both. Go ahead. Just go ahead.
Okay. Look, the bank holiday, the reason I want to mention the bank holiday is because there should be a bank holiday in the following sense, that any Friday, Sheila Bair should go and shut down the top money center banks, starting with J.P. Morgan Chase, Citibank, Bank of America. And she doesn't do it. And that's the whole secret of this system, is to keep them going as zombie banks when they should be shut down because they are so bankrupt. The stress test that was done, as we learn, completely ignored the question of derivatives. And that's like saying, if you weren't head over heels in debt, you wouldn't be bankrupt. Well, the point is you are head over heels in debt and you are bankrupt if you're one of these zombie bankers. So this is what is not done. Now, the notion of the bank holiday, this has been around now for the last 6 months because clearly the U.S. banking system is completely bankrupt. What you've got to remember, though, is that the Roosevelt bank holiday did not close any banks. Those banks were already shut down. The whole banking system had ground to a halt on the night before Roosevelt took office. It all comes out of the British default on gold in September 1931. You then had 2,300 U.S. banks blow up, go bankrupt during 1931, and then you had this rolling regional crisis. It goes to Chicago in the summer of 1932, then to Nevada, then to Louisiana, then to Michigan, and then finally New York shuts down on the last day of Hoover, and then Illinois shuts down. So by the time
do you think we're going to see that here?
I don't think so, because I think that's the whole idea of Obama is to keep this system of zombie banks open. And again, I write about this in my newest book, Surviving the Cataclysm. I have a whole chapter, Models of Disintegration, which is about the 1932-33 banking crisis.
You know what? I'll have you back on in the next few weeks just specifically about that for the 2 hours.
Thank you.
And we're almost out of time, but I do want to briefly get you to
give us your... One last thing, though, is what's coming is a dollar crisis. In other words, the reason the U.S. embassies are selling dollars is there's going to be a dollar panic. There's going to be a rush to the exit sometime soon. Everybody tries to dump dollars. It would be very much in the interest of the world to have that not be chaotic, but to find a way to repatriate the dollars. Let's say you could say to China, look, you want to do health care in rural China. We can sell you 1,000 U.S.-made hospitals with everything in them, turnkey hospitals, so you can improve health conditions in rural China or in rural Russia, because they have a lot of dollars too. In other words, let them buy things, capital goods, real big improvements, right? Things that will permanently help them, not consumer goods or...
Sure, Webster, we're just out of time here, so we're going to have to cut that off there. Specifically false flag terror, quickly.
Well, it could be anything, right? We look at the pattern inside this country. We had Cho at Virginia Tech in the spring of 2007, so you can have college students as terrorists. You've had a whole bunch of Columbine-type events. They've been going on in the background. And now more recently you've had this Van Brun, right, the guy at the Holocaust Museum here in the United States, and they attack him as being a 9/11 a truther and a birther, somebody who who's interested in the question of Obama's birth certificate, sort of the stuff that Phil Berg has been looking into in his law cases. So
that looks staged to me.
Oh, these are all patsies. Every one of them is a patsy. That goes without saying. But then you could also have false flag terror, obviously targeting the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, Russia, China, people in Central Asia, people
India.
like this. India, possibly. More likely Pakistan. I mean, more likely the new enemies list. Of course, where India is.
No, I meant activate the some of the Hindu terror groups, blame it on Muslims.
Right. Oh yes, precisely, and that's exactly what was done. Right. That was Mumbai last summer, or in the past year. So the door for that is open. Again, the line from the ruling elite was, as Andrew Sullivan said it in the Atlantic Monthly, with Bush, nobody would believe him. You couldn't do false flag anymore because nobody would believe Bush. They would accuse him of incompetence, or some would even say you did it yourself as a provocation. So the door for this, from the point of view of the U.S. ruling elite, is open. I don't think in the world that's true. In other words, I don't think people are going to believe Obama very much more than they would have believed Bush. But the danger is that the people in Wall Street and the Council on Foreign Relations and these people, the State Department, they believe that they might be able to get away with this now. So we have to be very vigilant. And, of course, don't be stampeded no matter what happens.
All right, Webster, great job. Thanks for spending 2 hours and 40 minutes with us. We'll talk to you again soon. And you're in the Obama deception and in the upcoming Obama film.
Right, and more power to you with these documentaries. They're a tremendous ingredient in changing the political climate.
Well, more power to you and the listeners who are getting them out there to people. Take care, Webster.
Bye-bye.
There he goes.
Are you tired of losing your hard-earned savings in retirement? Does the continued loss of purchasing power through the hidden tax of inflation brought on by trillions of dollars in government bailouts bother you? Then please let me, Dwayne Daly with Midas Resources, help you to protect what you have left. Call me at 800-686-2237 extension 115, and I will explain to you how to retain your wealth and purchasing power now and in the future with gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a form of currency for 6,000 years compared to our present fiat currency, which has only been in existence for 38 years and failing fast. Call me, Dwayne Daly, at 800-686-2237 extension 115 to start your protection of wealth today. I will custom fit the protection package to your personal needs. No amount is too small, so start today. Call Dwayne Daly with Midas Resources at 800-686-2237 extension 115 for your gold and silver protection portfolio.